Mental health awareness has become more and more important in today's world, and that's great, but there isn't one right method of monitoring mental health. Different approaches work for different people. One exciting new approach is through the use of AI and apps to keep an eye on your mental health and moods. The technology is new and still being iterated on, but it's exciting nonetheless. On this episode of IT Visionaries, we sit down with Thiago Marafon, CTO of Youper, an emotional help assistance app that is aimed at helping you feel like the best version of yourself. Thiago and Ian dig deeper into the importance of mental health, Thiago's secret to success in the AI industry, and how that technology can help people in new ways. Enjoy this episode. This podcast is brought to you by Salesforce. Did you know that Salesforce isn't just for sales? Using Salesforce as an employee experience platform helps make every employee across your organization more productive thanks to a common, mobile-first platform for getting work done faster. Find out more at salesforce.com/employee experience.
Welcome to another episode of IT Visionaries. I'm Ian Faison, Chief Content Officer here at Mission.org, and we have in studio, Thiago, what's going on?
Hey Ian, thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here and in studio. You've traveled a long ways. How far have you come in your travels, in your startup journey here?
So I come from Brazil. We started the company there 4 years ago, developing the product in a stealth mode. But our plan was always to build this international product, and here we are.
That's so cool. I love that. So today we're going to be talking about AI, how it can help people really all over the world, but specifically around mental health. It's a really important topic, and it's something we haven't really talked about much on the show, but AI has seen a lot of use cases, and people I think are generally excited, skeptical, nervous, happy, all of the above. So we'll get into what you're building at Youper. But first, how did you get into technology?
My dad is an engineer, and when I was 7, he bought us our first computer. And I remembered how curious I was, like watching him working until late in the night. So he noticed my interest and he started teaching me some things. And I remember when I was 12, I took one of his books and I developed my first website using HTML and some crazy JavaScript. And at that time, I realized that I really wanted to be a computer scientist.
And where were you living at the time?
I was living in Florianópolis, Brazil.
What was the kind of tech scene like there? Were there, other people that were kind of doing similar things? Was your dad kind of alone in doing that, or what did it look like?
That was actually very rare. I remember that in my school, nobody else had computers at home. So I guess I was very fortunate to have a computer at home. That's
awesome. Did you start working on AI kind of early in your career, or when did you come across it?
So throughout my career, I've had many experiences with AI. I was very fortunate to have my first professional experience in the research and development department at one of the biggest companies in Brazil called Softplan. And during that time, I participated in many different research projects, and I could learn a lot of technologies. And we had some AI projects for industries such as justice and Brazilian public companies. So after that, I founded another company, and the goal was to create a chatbot that was able to help groups of people to find and hire transportation. And that was a really nice project as well. But when I was in this company, this product called the attention of the CEO of Youper, and he invited me to join the company as co-founder and CTO. And I immediately fell in love with the idea of building this assistant that could help people to feel better.
Yeah, it seems like it's such an obvious use case kind of in retrospect, but I'd love for you to share for our listeners who might not be familiar with it. So what does the company do, and what is this assistant you're talking about?
Sure. So Youper is an emotional health assistant. It's the first of its kind. Youper helps you to monitor and improve your emotional health. So it's a mobile app that you can download on App Store or Google Play, and you can chat with the app about any situation that's causing you and impacting your mood. Like, for example, if you're feeling anxious, you can talk to Youper, and Youper is trained with some psychological techniques, and it will guide you in a conversation that will make you understand your mood and reflect on your thoughts, and finally improve your emotional state. So over time, the conversations with Youper will help you to have a better understanding about yourself and your behavior and your relationships. So yeah, Youper is based on this conversational interface. It's like chatting with a friend or someone you like, and it uses sentiment analysis and also natural language processing to understand what you're typing and then guide the conversation.
Do you think that, when you learned about the company, you started working on the problem, do you think that people kind of realize what the scope of the problem of mental health is? Like that, with kind of the rise of technology and being so connected with everyone, that kind of the additional loneliness or, digital fatigue and a lot of these things, or digital reliance in some cases, Did you kind of realize how big the problem was before you started working on it and actually getting feedback in real time from your users?
No. I'm honest to say that I didn't know how big was the problem, but it is huge. Today, we know that a quarter of the population, the world's population, is suffering from mental health issues, such as severe stress, anxiety, and depression. And we also know that 60% of them are not getting the treatment they need.
Yeah.
And there are many reasons for that, like stigma. People don't like to talk about this, or they don't feel like open to talk to someone about what they are feeling. But also there are other problems such as costs and availability of doctors. So that's why we believe that AI, it's a way to build a solution that can, scale this treatment, reducing stigma, costs, and also improving availability.
Yeah, I think this is a great example of like what you're competing with a lot of times is not what people might assume you're competing with it. You're not necessarily competing with that person texting one of their friends. You're competing with them typing it into Google, or you're combining, or whatever it is. And that in and of itself is problematic. You're going to get a million search results and a million types of confusion. And that's just not how, especially now young people, but it's just not how people communicate with each other now. We communicate via chat. Right. It's one line of text after the other. It's, trying to help answer those questions. And a lot of times, like, that might be in some cases better than talking to friends, because you can be so confidential. I love the stat that 83% of your users experience a reduction in negative moods after just one Youper conversation. Like, it just goes to show, like, there's so much value in the simplicity of going to one place.
That's perfect. Yeah. We've had so far more than 1 million users. We've been developing this product based on understanding the users. So that's another point that's very nice to say, that we don't believe that there is a one-size-fits-all solution for mental health. And that's where AI comes. We are able to personalize the techniques, the psychological techniques that we are delivering to our users based on this understanding. So yeah, I truly believe that we are in the right path.
And you have an extremely small team of people that are working on it, which is really cool. But you also have worked with, doctors and data sciences and other types of people to be able to come up with, the algorithm. What's under the hood a little bit? I know you can't share everything, but what's under the hood in terms of the AI in making such a simple solution so elegant, with it being extremely complex?
Right. So this is a question we've been asked so many times, like, how many are you? Currently, we are a team of 5 people. So we are planning to grow the team to the end of the year to 8. But we have in our team a psychiatrist, a psychologist, 2 developers, and another designer. And the way we are building this solution is based on 3 pillars that we define in our culture. The first one is our product and our features are totally backed by science. We don't do anything that's not backed by science, and this is the only way to deliver actual health outcomes. And second, as I said, we believe that the solution must be personalized, must be smart enough to understand the user and personalize the experience. And third, we are extremely data-driven. Since day one, our decisions are based on the data. And when we want to deliver a new feature, the first thing we do is to design an A/B test and monitor the metric, and then build this new feature to improve something. And this mindset of creating experiments is mandatory when you are building this such a disruptive product.
I think that it's interesting you talk about it being a personal assistant, and then also being able to help your mood, and also to be able to, improve some of your, self-diagnosis of things or conversation. Kind of seems like it's a bunch of things rolled into one. Is that stuff that you've gotten feedback from users about? Basically, like like what people are using it for that you had originally intended versus just like some of the other things that you're learning, like that people are asking, or, things like that.
Oh, yeah. We received a lot of feedback from users, and we care that a lot. We have a very nice process to, compile the feedback and understand how the users are using and what they are missing inside the product. So, yeah, this drives our development, and we have a very big backlog of features to develop there.
Yeah, I know. Always more features.
Yeah.
Are there things that surprised you that your users, asked for, asked about, or requested?
Actually, sometimes we get surprised by some special features that we consider they are like not so critical. And there are a bunch of users from different places, and they come with this same suggestion, and of course, and then we prioritize this new feature. But I would say that no, we didn't receive anything that's very far from what we are developing.
What about working on a product that reaches, multiple different cultures of people? Are there some like cultural things that you've seen that have been challenging to work through?
Actually, for now, our main goal, being a small startup, a small team, our main goal is to stick to our strategy and focus. It's very easy to, do a lot of things and escape from the strategy, and we avoid that a lot. So our goal is to focus on countries with, English speakers.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a plan in our roadmap to expand to other countries and culture, but for now we are focusing here.
Yeah, that makes sense. So when someone is talking with Youper and they are, having a conversation, like let's say, they ask a new question, or they always, ask questions on Friday night, for example, something like that. So does it start to predict when, hey, it's Friday night at 7 p.m. This is normally when they message, like, is there preemptive stuff? Like what sort of stuff is, going from the reactive to predictive?
Let me explain a little bit how Youper works. Youper is not a companion or an app where you can chat about anything. So Youper is like you have a situation, and then Youper will guide you in a conversation. So actually, it's much more an exercise of understanding what you're feeling,
mm-hmm.
than like totally free conversation.
Yeah. So if you're talking to it like about a particular kind of like mood that you're in at that given time, is it guiding you down like more and more questions to figure out like why you're feeling that way, or what is it?
Sure. That's exactly how Youper works. Of course, Youper uses a lot of variables to understand the context of the conversation. Actually, it uses, like you said, the variable of what day is today and what time of the day it is, and to understand maybe this user is having a hard time trying to sleep, for example, if it's late in the night. And then Youper will get deeper and deeper into this situation and trying to separate your emotions from situations, from behaviors. And then it will make it clear to you what's the root cause of that feeling. And Youper is also able to bring some exercises to make you rethink or feel better. For example, it can suggest you to do a mindfulness session, meditation, or maybe think about your intentions for the next day. And those are all psychological techniques that are backed by science.
Why is the company called Youper?
Youper comes from the two words, you super. So the idea is Youper is an app that will make you feel the best version of yourself.
Give you your superpowers?
Superpowers for sure.
So for working with people who are sharing this type of information, obviously there's a huge deal about data security and confidentiality. How do you address those concerns, and how do you talk to your users about that stuff?
Yeah, we take data security and privacy very, very seriously. The protection and the confidentiality of our users' data follow the terms of the General Data Protection Regulation, the GDPR. And all data that we transmit and collect, they are encrypted and safely stored. We don't sell or share any data with any third party. The only data that we use is for scientific research and to improve the product, and it's totally anonymous.
So what's next for Youper? What's on the roadmap? What exciting stuff is coming down the pipe?
We are always working to improve Youper's AI. Our vision is to build this system that's able to understand people's feelings and provide the right support to make them feel better. In other words, we are building a technology that is able to empower people to pursue happiness. In the next few weeks, we are about to launch the version 7 with a totally new look and feel and a lot of improvements in the personalization algorithm.
Do you feel like a lot of those updates like aren't necessarily seen by, the users, but it's like a lot of stuff that, you're gathering internally? Like when you do like a product launch or an update, that because it's, mostly to the algorithm, that it's not something that the users, would know per se, but they'll feel the results of?
Yeah, it happens. We from the tech team, sometimes we feel like that a very important fix or a very important, improvement in the performance or in the security, and the users don't realize how important that is. But it's part of the job. It's part of our duty.
What do you think about the future of AI and things like this? Clearly there is a massive need for this type of assistant, especially around, mental health, which has a huge stigma, but you could see use cases like, WebMD, but in an AI format, obviously would be something extremely exciting if someone's working on that, that I don't know about. But it seems like there's a lot of uses similar to this that AI could be hugely beneficial for. What do you think about for the future of AI?
If we look back in a decade, AI was something that we could only see in the movies. And today it's something that's very present in our everyday lives. So the world changed so much that I feel that's very hard to predict what will happen in 10 years. But AI, it's something that is evolving so fast. And there is a lot of talk about good AI and bad AI. And I think it's very important to split those two things. They are totally different. I don't believe in this general artificial intelligence that will come and kill us all. I believe that the good AI will be the next big thing. And I'm pretty confident that AI will make our lives way better, will be much more efficient, will do much more things with less time and have time to spend with people we care. And also AI will do things that are very dangerous for us. And we can't process some million data points to come with some insights or predictions. So I believe Youper is very aligned with that vision. And I believe AI, artificial intelligence, just like Youper, will make people feel happier, healthier, and also having a better life to enjoy with people.
You've had a ton of success, well over 1 million people on the platform. What was the kind of secret to the success of growing this in front of people? Was it a lot of word of mouth, or how did it spread?
Oh yeah, was a very long, effort. The hockey stick.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one. Many months working in the stealth mode, trying to crack a product that was able to really help people, and then suddenly start growing, and basically by word of mouth. And we are very proud of that, having this organic growth. We never really invested so many time, like trying to do PR or something like that. We always had this in mind that our product was our best marketing tool. So yeah, and it worked.
And do you have stuff in there that's like, tell a friend or any type of like, referrals or anything like that?
Yeah,
actually, it seems like it would be like potentially not a fit because of confidentiality, people not maybe wanting to share.
Sure, we have some features like that, and it's part of our strategy to engage people to share about they are feeling better, and people care about others, people care about friends. So if they are feeling better, they will like suggest and recommend Youper. And we can see that on social media. We can see that on Twitter. A lot of people talking and recommending Youper to friends and family. But right now, we don't have a referral program. Like Youper is totally free in the US, and it's just free.
All right, let's get into the lightning round. These questions are fast and easy, just like the Lightning platform from Salesforce. You can go to salesforce.com/employee experience to learn more about lightning fast employee experience. We love Salesforce. We love Salesforce platform. Check them out. Salesforce.com, employee experience. Lightning round questions. Thiago, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Number 1, what app are you using on your phone other than Youper that is the most fun?
Other than Youper, I really like Twitter. I'm always checking for news and things that people are talking about.
Favorite thing to cook or eat?
Whoa, Brazilian barbecue for sure.
It's so good. It really is the best.
Pork ribs as well.
What's the best place for someone who's listening if they're going to visit Brazil? Where should they go?
You should go to the south of Brazil. There is a city called Florianópolis. It's the best city in Brazil. Go to Jurerê Beach.
I love it. That's a great recommendation. I need to head back to Brazil, so it'll be on my docket. Do you have a favorite book or podcast that you've read on AI that you're particularly in love with?
Oh, my favorite podcast is actually Masters of Scale.
Oh yeah, it's great. So good.
So
what do you do for fun?
I play soccer. Yeah, and you're gonna say, oh, of course you're Brazilian. But I play soccer since I was a kid, and I really enjoy like doing sports and going out with my family.
What is your best advice for a first-time CTO?
My best advice for a first-time CTO, There's an advice that I received when I started my first company, and it says that entrepreneurship, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So even though you are very excited and you have so many things to do and so many hats to wear, define a nice pace, research, study, have time to go out with your family, and things will work out in the end.
What question do you never get asked that you wish you were asked more often?
The question would be, what is your dream?
What is your dream?
That's a great question. Well, my dream is what drove me to Youper. My dream is to build a fantastic company that has a fantastic product. I've always had this dream of having a company, a B2C company. I want to see people using my product and really bringing value to them.
Yeah.
And that's why I left my comfortable job to go for this, entrepreneurship adventure.
I love it. Thiago, great having you on the show. Thanks for coming down to the studio. Obviously everyone should check it out. You can just go to youper.ai and we'll link it up in the show notes and check it out. Anything else?
Thanks for having me, Ian.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks again to our friends at Salesforce. Did you know Salesforce isn't just for sales? Using Salesforce as an employee experience platform helps make every employee across your organization more productive thanks to a common mobile-first platform for getting work done faster. Find out more at salesforce.com/employee experience.